Hi, my name is Kaylin Womack, and I'm a staff writer at The Root. This weekend, I'm taking you to a town outside of Seoul, Korea to explore the rescue of Kobe Lee on this episode of Small Town Horrors. Tiffany Rubin and Jeffrey Salko split up just 4 months after their son Kobe Lee was born. By the time Lee was 7 years old, his father had joint custody of his son and saw him on the weekends. He was also facing jail time for not paying child support. Before he could face criminal punishment, he fled to his native home of South Korea on August 21st. However, he'd taken Lee with him. Rubin suspected her ex had kidnapped her son and taken him abroad. Her theories were proven true after scanning his emails and finding a note confirming he had plans to fly to South Korea and never come back. Rubin sought help from the American Association for Lost Children and took to MySpace to circulate information about her son. The FBI issued a warrant for Salko's arrest, but the effort was slow given the international negotiations. Months went by without any new leads until suddenly, in January, someone sent Rubin a message about her son. He was having trouble adjusting to the new school and wasn't eating. Rubin and the AALC then devised a plan to kidnap her son back. By March, Rubin and a member of the Association for the Recovery of Children flew 15 hours to Seoul and staked out the school from afar to study Lee's routine. When it was time to recover her son, she eased past security, walked into his classroom, and called his name. She introduced herself to his teacher and said she wanted to speak outside with her son. After exiting the school property, the two were headed right into a cab to the American Embassy. However, for safety measures, Rubin dressed her son up in a wig, painted his face a few shades lighter, and put him in a pink shirt to disguise him as a girl. At the same time as Rubin was making her escape with her son, her ex was on the hunt for the both of them and reported his son being abducted. In under 24 hours, the embassy helped issue Lee a passport and helped Rubin make reservations to return to America. Rubin held her breath all the way until she and her son boarded their flight back home, when a few law enforcement officers did a patrol of the aircraft. However, the two returned back to their home in Queens, and Lee was reunited with his friends. Salko was eventually arrested in Guam in 2008 after trying to sneak back into the country. He pled guilty to kidnapping and spent 2 years in prison. After his release, he was ordered to have no contact with his son until he turned 18. Tune in next weekend to see which small town horror you visit next at theroot.com.